Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Hello. Are we back? Maybe we're back. It's hard to say. My stream over here is toast, so I think I might have to take a look at my Twitch app, make sure that we are live, make sure we're okay. Click OK. Blah. Okay, yep, I think we are. We're back alive. Very good. Yep, so that'll be turned into a part 2 on YouTube. And cool. Okay. So, anyway, right, this is a vector 2D, right? So it's not a vector 2 that we need. Vector 2 is the default kind of built-in Unity type. The reason it needs a vector 2D instead of a vector 2 is because Mapbox is not just a Unity library. It is a library that you can find, a JavaScript version of. There's a JavaScript library for Box2D. There is a C++ library for Box2D. And all of these, there's a Java one. All of these different APIs and libraries, right? Java does not have a vector 2 data type, I don't think. C++ doesn't by default, but Unity does. So it can't necessarily rely on using built-in data types because it might exist in one environment but not in another. And so the developers and designers of Box2D, Mapbox, went in and they created their own vector 2D class. This is one that is in Mapbox itself, so we know that's going to be available. Okay. So anyway, it's easy enough to use, but the question is, well, what latitude and longitude should we try? Let's go to maps. Okay. Let's go to Ann Arbor and let's see if we can find out what Ann Arbor's latitude and longitude is. So I want to go find the diag. Can I find the diag on here? Let's see here. There it is. So actually, I want to go to Ann Arbor Spark. So Liberty Plaza, it's like right here, okay? I'm going to right-click, and I'm going to get my first little option is a latitude and a longitude. I'm going to click on it to copy this, and I'm going to throw it in, okay? And I think, do these need to be doubles? Oh, they can be doubles. Yeah, I think that's fine. And so we've got latitude and longitude. This should be for Ann Arbor, and I'm going to take this location, and I'm going to set my current location to the new location. All right. Now, what I want to do is I want to test it and see how it goes. Okay. So let's go back to Unity, and we're going to go ahead and compile, and let's see what happens. Okay, and if you look at it, right? If you look, we are now in the city of Ann Arbor. We're standing right where we had clicked on Google Maps, right in front of Liberty Plaza, and we've got the diag right over here, Mason Hall. Yep. So it has worked out just as we expected. Now, a couple of things that are a bit of an annoyance here. When you start up the game, we get this kind of tutorial canvas, the scroll view right here. Now you can dismiss it, but it's kind of annoying. So what I want to do, it's called the info canvas. I'm just going to go ahead and actually delete it, okay? Delete the info canvas. I'm going to come back, and now when we run the game again, we're going to be A-okay, all right? So it takes a few moments, but then our map loads in, and we are back there on Liberty Street in Ann Arbor, okay? Awesome. Now another thing that's a bit weird about this is that, hey, we're supposed to be using this, this is supposed to be a mobile app. And yet we got this big wide screen here. We're using a free aspect ratio, and that might not give us an authentic kind of mobile screen experience here. We're going to start doing stuff with UI eventually, so we really want to get this into shape if we can. So we could just kind of grab the screen and push it into kind of a vertical mobile screen shape, but that doesn't look very good. Okay, messes with the UI. So let's go to free aspect, and I want to, look at that iPhone, okay? Yeah, that doesn't look quite right either. I don't like that. Okay, what's a typical, let's go iPhone 14 screen resolution. What'll give us? Okay, it is 2532. I think that's vertical, right? By 1170. Okay. So let's go in. Okay, let's go I14. Okay, like that. And then what's the other one? 1700. 2532, 1700. 2532 by 1700. And let's I14. Click. Okay. Yes. Then you might need to zoom out. Okay. And now you've got something that looks a lot more like a kind of mobile experience. Okay. Cool. It loads up, and yeah, we got our little Pokemon Go kind of exploration mode running. All right. So now something I want to do is I want this character to be able to move. Okay. So if we go back into our script, right, we've got this location provider that is now able to send our character to a new location. However, we want to be able to do more than that. Okay, we want to be able to move ourselves around. The good news is that we already know how to put ourselves someplace, but we need to move these values. We need these numbers to change over time. So here's what I want to do. I want to create a variable. I'm going to create. Let's go player. Actually, I'm going to create a vector 2. How about I do that? Let's try this. Okay, let's just try this. I want to go vector 2D. Let's go player position, okay? Or let's go player lat long, okay? We're going to give it kind of a default value, and we want it to default to Ann Arbor. So we'll go ahead and plug it in right there, okay? Now, instead of, we'll now use this variable that we've got, so we'll go X and Y, and nothing should change when we do this. Let's just make sure that's the case. Remember the iterative design process. You type a little bit of code, and then you do a quick test, okay? Right? Just to make sure, right? Very good. It works the way we expect. Now what I want to do is I want to change these values based on what arrow keys I am pressing. So where should we do that? Well, we could do it in here, in set location, I think, but I'm actually not entirely sure how often set location runs. Is it going to run once per second? Boop, boop, boop. If that's the case, it's going to be awful. It's going to be very choppy. I want to run some logic and move these numbers and change them every frame, so 60 times per second. I can do that in our update function, right? If I ever have any logic that I want to run every frame, in Unreal, that's known as event tick. In Unity, it's known as update, okay? So let's go ahead and just do a test. Let's not get any controls in here yet. All I want to do is I want to move my character a little bit over time. Kind of get a feel for how fast our character should move. So let's go this float movement factor. Okay, actually, let's go speed factor. I want to make this, 0.01. I'm afraid of moving too fast because I know like a tiny change in these numbers will move us far across the map. So let's go ahead and let's change this vector 2D. You can change a vector 2D by adding on another vector 2D. Let's say the first one is latitude, right? That's up and down. The second one is longitude, so I don't want to move on latitude. Let's move a little bit on longitude, okay? And just kind of see how that looks. So every frame, this variable is going to be changing. It's going to be growing in latitude. And then whenever this gets called, and I don't entirely know when it gets called. It gets called on occasion, I think. We're going to warp to that new location. Why? Because this value right here will be changed, okay? I can actually go in and I can look. Query location. Yeah, so it gets called in here and in here. Now, I'd have to do more exploration to look at when this is being updated, but I actually don't care that much. I can discover this also experimentally. So let's do it. Okay, so I press the play button and boom. Okay, it is gone. Okay, long gone. Okay, I think I'm moving too fast. 0.01 is not a big number, but latitude and longitude wise, it might be. Okay? If I'm suspicious, I could actually take that speed factor, I can make it 0 if I wanted to. Oh, look at that. Hey, there we go. Right? We are running, we are sprinting, or more realistically, we're biking or driving down the street. We're moving so fast. And that's, that's pretty cool, right? That is pretty cool. However, right, I want to be able to control which direction I'm going to go ahead and move in. I don't want to just always be moving to the right. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use some functions, okay? I'm going to, and I think we covered this in the last lecture, I want to do get key. What key do I want? I want the key code for right arrow, okay? So this is a function, remember, input.getKey, we send in the parameter of which key we care about, and then this function will return a Boolean. It returns true if that key is being held down. It returns false if that is not the case, okay? I want to be able to move right, but I also want to be able to move left. So let's get left arrow, okay? I'll make this negative. And then for up arrow, okay, I want to move not on the, I don't want to move on longitude. I think I want to go negative latitude. I think it's measured from the top, right? We'll find out. Okay. And then down arrow, and then speed. Okay. All right, let's see what happens. Okay. All right, here we go. All right, so I'm not moving at all. That's really good. I hold right and I move to the right. Left, I move to the left. Up, I move down. And down, I move up. Okay. All right, so I got those backward. The good news is that it's a very quick fix. Okay. Okay, let's do another test.